$7 billion. That's the alleged price of a data monopoly. This isn't just another tech lawsuit, it's a battle for the future of artificial intelligence itself. We're talking about the alleged $15 billion data sharing agreement between Microsoft and OpenAI. The economics of tech warfare are brutal, and this case cuts to the very core of how AI models are trained and who controls that power. You might think this is just about two tech giants, but the ramifications ripple far beyond their boardrooms, directly impacting your future and the innovation landscape. Let me show you exactly what's at stake in this monumental legal and economic showdown. The core accusation is simple yet devastating. Microsoft allegedly gained preferential access to OpenAI's vast datasets through their partnership. This wasn't just a handshake deal, it was a strategic agreement designed to give Microsoft an unparalleled edge in the AI race. Think about it. Access to the most crucial ingredient for AI development. Data becoming a weapon. This alleged data sharing arrangement is at the heart of a massive lawsuit, painting a picture of a potential monopoly. The plaintiffs claim this deal effectively locks out smaller AI startups, starving them of the very resources they need to compete. They're being denied access to the raw materials that fuel the generative AI revolution. And this isn't just about fairness, it's about the fundamental economics of innovation and market competition. The question is, can one company, or even two, truly control the data that powers the next generation of technology? This lawsuit argues a resounding no, and the economic consequences they outline are staggering. The plaintiffs are seeking a colossal $15 billion, not just for damages, but to address the alleged monopolistic control being established. This figure alone signals the immense economic value placed on exclusive data access in the AI era. It highlights how critical training data has become, moving from a mere resource to a strategic monopolistic asset. Remember this number, $15 billion. It becomes important later when we discuss the true cost of stifled innovation. The alleged agreement between Microsoft and OpenAI, dating back to their initial partnership, is now under intense scrutiny. This deal reportedly granted Microsoft privileged access to OpenAI's proprietary datasets, the lifeblood of advanced AI models. For years, the narrative has been about open innovation and democratizing AI, but this lawsuit challenges that perception. It suggests a deliberate strategy to consolidate power and control over the foundational elements of AI development. This is not a bug. This is the alleged design of a market-dominating strategy. The plaintiffs argue that this preferential treatment violates antitrust laws, creating an unfair playing field for everyone else. They claim that without access to similar datasets, startups are left scrambling, forced to build on inferior foundations. This creates a significant economic barrier, effectively shutting down potential competitors before they even begin. The ramifications for the broader AI ecosystem are profound, impacting everything from research to commercialization. What makes this dangerous today is the sheer speed of AI development. The window for startups to gain traction is closing rapidly. Right now, the same patterns of market consolidation we've seen in other tech sectors are playing out in AI. This lawsuit aims to prevent that consolidation, arguing for a more open and competitive future for AI. But here's the critical part. The legal precedent being set here could redefine data ownership in the digital age. We're moving beyond simple data privacy. We're entering an era where data itself is the primary commodity. The plaintiffs are essentially arguing that exclusive access to vast curated datasets constitutes an unfair market advantage. This isn't just about Microsoft and OpenAI, it's about the future of how data is collected, used, and controlled. Think about the implications for smaller companies trying to innovate in fields like healthcare AI or climate modeling. If they can't access the necessary data, their progress will be severely hampered, if not halted entirely. This lawsuit highlights a fundamental tension: the need for massive datasets to train powerful AI versus the desire for open competition. The economic fallout for startups denied this access could mean the difference between groundbreaking innovation and outright failure. They are effectively being told they cannot compete on the same terms as the giants. This situation is a stark reminder of the economic realities shaping the AI landscape. The official story might be about collaboration and progress, but the real story, according to this lawsuit, is about control. They call it a partnership. The plaintiffs call it a monopoly in the making. This alleged data sharing agreement is seen as a key mechanism for Microsoft to solidify its position in the AI market. By leveraging OpenAI's capabilities and data, Microsoft aims to integrate AI deeply into its existing product ecosystem. This integration could create a powerful network effect, making it even harder for rivals to catch up. The economic consequence is a potential winner-take-all scenario where a few dominant players capture most of the value. This lawsuit seeks to prevent that outcome, arguing for a more distributed and equitable distribution of AI's economic benefits. Let me show you the pattern. History is littered with examples of dominant companies leveraging control over key resources. Whether it was Standard Oil controlling oil pipelines or early tech giants controlling operating systems, the playbook is often the same. The pattern is always there. Control the foundational element, control the market. And right now, in the age of AI, that foundational element is data. The plaintiffs are essentially arguing that Microsoft and OpenAI are repeating that historical pattern with AI training data. They believe this creates an insurmountable barrier for any emerging competitor. This isn't prophecy, this is mathematics applied to market dynamics. Anyone with a calculator can see the economic advantage of exclusive data access. The math says that without comparable data, startups cannot achieve the same performance levels. It is mathematically impossible to compete when your primary resource is deliberately restricted. The core of the legal argument hinges on whether this agreement constitutes an illegal restraint of trade. Antitrust laws are designed to prevent exactly this kind of market manipulation, ensuring fair competition. The plaintiffs are asking the courts to examine the economic impact of this alleged monopoly. They want to understand how this deal affects not just other AI companies, but consumers and the broader economy. This case could set a crucial legal precedent for data ownership in the generative AI era. It forces us to ask, who truly owns the data that trains these powerful models? Is it the entity that collects it, the entity that processes it, or the entity that licenses it? The outcome will have significant implications for how AI companies operate and how data is valued. This is where it gets interesting. The lawsuit isn't just about past actions, it's about future implications. It's about preventing a future where only a handful of companies can afford to build cutting-edge AI. The economic ramifications for AI startups shut out of key datasets are severe. They face increased development costs, longer time to market, and a significantly higher risk of failure. This stifles the very innovation that AI promises to unlock across various industries. The lawsuit seeks to ensure that the AI revolution benefits more than just a select few. It's a fight for a more open, competitive, and ultimately more innovative AI landscape. What makes this dangerous today is the sheer pace of AI advancement. The market is moving at lightning speed. Right now, the same players are consolidating their positions, potentially leaving others behind permanently. The economic stakes are incredibly high for everyone involved, from individual developers to global markets. The plaintiffs are essentially arguing that Microsoft and OpenAI are building a fortress around AI's most valuable resource. This fortress, they claim, is designed to keep competitors out and maintain a dominant market position. This is the kind of economic warfare that can reshape entire industries overnight. The legal precedent being set here could be as significant as any antitrust ruling in history. It will determine how data is treated as a commodity in the age of artificial intelligence. Remember when I mentioned the $15 billion figure? Here's why it matters so much. That amount represents not just alleged damages, but the perceived value of controlling the AI data landscape. It's the economic price of potentially monopolizing the next technological frontier. The core of the problem lies in the alleged imbalance of power and access. While Microsoft benefits from OpenAI's advancements, other startups are allegedly left in the dark. This creates a feedback loop. More data for Microsoft means better AI, which attracts more users, which generates more data. This cycle, if unchecked, can lead to an unassailable market advantage. The lawsuit is a direct challenge to this cycle, aiming to break it open. It's a call for a more level playing field, where innovation isn't dictated by who has the biggest data vault. The economic consequences of this alleged monopoly extend beyond just AI companies. It could impact the cost of AI-powered services, the availability of new AI applications, and the overall pace of technological progress. The plaintiffs are asking the courts to consider the broader economic impact on consumers and the global market. This case forces us to confront the ethical and economic questions surrounding data control in AI. Who should benefit from the data that trains these powerful systems? The outcome could shape the future of competition and innovation for decades to come. So what should you take from this monumental lawsuit and its economic implications? First, understand that data is the new oil, and control over it means immense economic power in the AI era. Second, recognize that antitrust laws are being tested like never before, aiming to prevent monopolies that stifle innovation. Third, be aware that the legal precedents set here will define data ownership and access for future AI development. The economics of tech warfare are complex, but the principle remains: control the data, control the future. If this deep dive into the $15 billion AI partner lawsuit and its economic ramifications opened your eyes, subscribe. We'll continue to track the legal battles and market shifts shaping the future of AI. What other AI partnerships do you think could face similar antitrust challenges? The economics of tech warfare is about understanding these power plays. Knowledge is your best defense in the evolving landscape of technology and its economic consequences.